podcast at 4 o'clock. It's 3:18. I procrastinated, but I'm still gonna try to get this dinner done before my husband goes to work. And before my podcast. So yeah, I'm making spaghetti.
Zombie! And it has a diamond sword with it, so he can attack. Like this. Da, da, da. Yeah. I told you. It was always time for me. I'll interview them.
You like my hands. They're super cute.
Go on our channel to the KYAN so you can download headbands tonight.
So y'all, I'm about to do an interview with Chris. He's on. Hey Chris, I'm here. It's nice to meet you too, virtually. I'm ready, I'm settled. Cut that on.
How old is your daughter?
She is 5. She's turning 6 at the end of November.
Oh wow! So she's got a lot. She's got a lot of ideas. She's
a lot is not even the word to describe.
Yeah. It's such a funny age.
Yeah, lots of like look at this and I can do this and
there's a lot of I don't need help, now help me. I don't know if you get that, but I get that a lot with my I don't need help. Okay, I need help. Help me.
Yes, definitely. I get that a lot too. But I actually enjoy when she's like, I need help, because then she realizes, like, you know, she needs help.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. How do you know Alex?
So Alex and I taught together at Bricolage Academy, I don't know, 6, 7, and 8 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe 9 or 10. Yeah, we taught together years ago. And but like the first day, we were like, yeah, we're gonna be friends. We met each other, and it's like, yeah, we're totally gonna be friends. And you know, he's doing such great work with Be Loud. Yeah. So how do you know Alex? How'd you link up with him?
So I actually went. So this summer, I went on a trip with Road Trip Nation, and we traveled from New Orleans to New York City, and our first stop was New Orleans. And so we interviewed, so it was an educational entrepreneur road trip. And so we interviewed different educational leaders who, you know, are having an impact in their community. And so they actually, like the people who orchestrated it, the producers and the directors in Road Trip Nation, got his contact information from Sunny Davis. She connected us with him, and we interviewed him, and it was really great. You know, we met with him. We met with some of the Be Loud students and got to, you know, see what they were doing. And then I reached back out to him, and we did an interview. We just did an interview last week. And I'm actually going to be posting that interview tomorrow. So yeah, it was nice meeting Alex. So I'm glad that he connected us, and we can get started. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Maybe like 30, 45 minutes of just talking about like what you do, who you are, like what's your, like why, you know, what impact are you wanting to make and things like that. So we'll get started. I got like a little intro, and then you'll introduce yourself and we'll go from there. Hey, it's Aaliyah with Daily Conversations, and we have another special guest with us. I'm going to allow Chris to introduce himself by telling us something interesting about yourself, and then who you are and what you do.
Sure. Hey, I'm Christopher Sheard. I run Blue House Music, which is a family music program for parents and kids ages 0 to 4. I'm also the music teacher at McGee School for Girls here in New Orleans. I've been doing this work for about 15 or 16 years. And something interesting about myself, I got my start as just as a gigging musician, and just starting, like, I had a lot of day jobs, I moved furniture, bartended, worked in kitchens. And the first time I worked, the first time I was told about this kind of work, a friend of mine just brought his guitar and his conga around to daycares. And so I followed him one day. And, it was better than moving furniture as far as day gigs go for a musician. And that was like 16 years ago. And walked in, and like it was just I'd never seen anything like it, like just kids sitting around. And this one kid just kind of like came up and like wrapped his arms around my leg and like looked up. And I was just like, well, this is like, I guess, going to be like what I do from now on, So I always say that like I'm kind of like an accidental educator. Like I had no plan to do this, But again, like it's been like, I'm pushing 20 years doing it.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Listen, I didn't plan on being an educator as well. It's something that someone was like, oh, you'll be good at, like, this is the path that you need to take. And I just listened and kept an open mind to it. So, like, I feel like the path finds us when we're truly supposed to be, an educator. So I love that.
The open-mindedness of it, like an open heart about it, like really is it,
Yes.
What about you? Was gardening something you did before you were in education, or was that something you were just kind of passionate about?
No, actually, I started gardening in 2019, like during the pandemic. I was staying home more. I was less stressed because I was working online, and I really wanted to find a new hobby. And so I had told my husband, like, I really love flowers. And so one day he just went out and bought a rose bush, and we planted it and let it grow. And then it started from there. And then I seen how my daughter enjoyed it and all the benefits of, growing, gardening with her, and just spending a lot of family time together and really bonding. And then also just the therapy of it all, like, and then also the vocabulary, like her growing this is when she was really young. So she was like learning new words, but it would be about nature and things like that. So it was a very positive just time, during that time of like the negativity that was going on with COVID. It was a very positive like influence over our lives. And so I've been, doing it ever since, and really seeing the benefit of teaching people about it, especially parents and children, about how to garden and the benefits, even just besides growing your own food, but like all the other benefits that we may not even think about. Could you go into your passion of music and how that started? Like, tell me a little bit more about your story.
Yeah, well, I'm of the generation where there were a lot of like guitar heroes when I was a kid, from Jimi Hendrix to like Eddie Van Halen. And for me, it was Slash, and so I was, 11 or 12 years old, and my dad had an old acoustic guitar in the basement, and I would listen to Guns N' Roses and a lot of different music. I was into all kinds of music growing up, but Slash was the first like guy I saw like as an adolescent. I was like, well, I want to do that. And I kind of went completely the other way with it, ending up in early childhood music. But that was like the first time I really just discovered making music, was just sitting playing my guitar, and then, joining bands, and then just being a gigging musician on the scene in New York for a lot of years. And then around the time I turned 30, I was still teaching in New York, but I was kind of just looking for a change. So I ended up in New Orleans, and it's been really great. Just the music here it's like nowhere else, and it's great for music education because it's such a part of life, and music is it's so ingrained in our language. It's ingrained in our physicality. It's physiological. It's your heartbeat. It's your voice. It's your physical voice, and it's just such a natural way of life here. It's everywhere. And like when I first came here and I would teach kids, I was like, okay, this is a 4-note simple rhythm, and they would go, and it just like start going off. I was like, oh yeah, you don't need me to teach you that.
So, after interview thoughts. Okay, y'all, so trying to be a podcaster, or even just trying to build and share and do things, doing whatever you want to do, okay, as a stay-at-home mom is hard. Trying to set boundaries with your kids, and they don't listen. is hard. Okay. I really loved the interview. I think that the interview went well. I tried to ask the questions and not like my second interview when I was talking to Alex, I kept looking at the questions that I had in mind. Even though I didn't really like go with all the questions that I had, I was still like, you can kind of see that I wasn't really looking at him. So I tried not to do that this time and just kind of ask and go and flow with the questions, but keep some questions in mind. The only reason why I have questions is because I don't want the interview to be so long that we're just talking and, you know, because I can talk and I can get people to flow and glow, but I really wanted it to be structured and not to be so long so that I don't have a lot of editing to do. I think a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes is good enough for me. If the conversation is great and good, of course, we can go even longer. If my daughter is, you know, giving me the space and time, then of course we can go longer. But I try to keep it to, and if I can get good at it, I would love to keep it to a good 10 to 15 minutes, you know, and then really get some good stuff out of it. But I really think the interview went well. I love the things that Chris had to say about music, and like he just really seemed like very passionate about music. Yeah, he was just seemed like a really cool, chill person. I would love to go check out Blue House Music and take my daughter there to like sing together and stuff because we already do that. So it's just like something that I would love to do. But yeah, he was really cool. Really, really cool. I can't wait to get this interview out. Yeah, my daughter, by the time I was trying to get the interview like ending to, and she was just coming in. So that's some things that I have to edit, y'all. And I've talked to her about my interviews and my podcast, and like, you know, give me the space. I went in there, got her set up. You know, the only thing I didn't do is like set her up with a couple of snacks, which is my fault. And that's something that I can hold myself accountable to and say, you know what, next time I got to make sure she has to have some snacks. Okay. Because child, just, you know, setting her up with toys, her favorite show, you know, it lasted. It was she gave me a good little, I would say 15, 20 minutes to myself. But by the end of the interview, it was chaotic, but we got through it. And that's just life as a mom, right? It's chaotic, but you get through it. Life as a mom, it's chaotic, but you get through it. It's chaotic, but you get through it. Okay. And so, yeah, you know, I hope that I inspire moms to do what they want to do. Like, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, we can't keep, you know, saying that we're overwhelmed, we're overstimulated and all this other stuff if there's things that we want to do. If you just, listen, it's nothing wrong with just wanting to be a mom and a wife and taking care of the household and doing all those things, because that's important. It's a lot of work that goes into that. But if you are someone who wants to do more, you know, be more than a mom, you're very ambitious and you have that inside of you, we got to make it work. We got to make it balanced. Like right now, I mean, I got the food is cooking, the dinner is done, you know, I got the interview out the way. Am I tired? Yes, but I'm pushing through because I know that one day this is going to pay off for me. Okay, I believe. I was listening to Fantasia today. I believe. I don't even know why that song popped up in my head, but I just remember how I loved her first album, and I went and listened to that song today, and I was just like, yes, anything is possible if you believe. Okay, this is why I'm doing this, because I want something different for my family. I want to break those generational curses and generational whatever, and I'm trying to bring in the generational thriveness, the generational, you know, generational thriving, generational sustainability, generational, you get what I'm saying? Wealth, whatever it is that's more positive, I'm trying to bring them. I'm trying to be the example. So, do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Child. And then you're gonna see in the video, when I'm doing the video, like I'm trying to like tap her a little bit, like still trying to smile and stuff, just so that we can get to the interview. And she was not trying to give me grace, y'all. She was not trying to let me be. I mean, you know, but we're gonna work on that. I like I said, I had the interview at 4. I was procrastinating, y'all. I didn't get started cooking dinner until like 3:18. Then I had to take pedals out, wash my hands, take my hair out. It was a lot of stuff I had to do in less than an hour. Okay, so yeah, I gotta stop procrastinating when it comes to that. But I just, you know, I just been tired for real, like just really tired, and like I don't really want to do, you know. But this interview really motivated me. It's Monday, y'all. You know, tomorrow, the rest of this week, you know, do the things that you want to do. The rest of this week, I'm gonna be chilling. I have gardening on Thursday. I may do some shift subbing.
But this is why I like being a stay-at-home mom. This is why I like I'm not even gonna say like I'm a stay-at-home mom because I do work part-time, but I am mostly a stay-at-home mom. But I'm just a do whatever I want to do type of person. Like I'm living my life. Like I'm already low-key got it. Like I don't got it and it's hard and I'm struggling. But I'm also just living my life like how I want to live my life. Like I already got it. You know, like I'm believing in this thing. I'm a really, you know, it's hard. I was definitely in tears Saturday because I'm just like, yo, life. But then God just be snatching you back up like, girl, you better get it together. You better get it together. It's people going out here worse than you. That's literally how God got me together. My ancestors got me together. Okay, they got me together. Okay, the next day I was like, you know what? Life isn't that bad. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful my daughter is healthy. It's a lot of things that could be going wrong, but they're not. And I'm grateful for that. And I always go back to gratefulness. Even when, you know, I'm going to have my bad days. We all are. We're going to always have our off days. Okay? But even to take you a day or two, go back to gratefulness. You got your limbs, you got your eyes, you got your senses, you got your nose and mouth, your ears. You can do. You can. Anything you want to do, you can do it. And so that's what I'm doing, man. You know, I may not be there, I may not have the following, and I don't even want the following. As long as I feel like I'm making impact in different people's lives, people who are close to me, people who, you know, show love to me, I show love to them. You know, I'm always just spreading good vibes. I don't want to go around nobody spreading negative vibes. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just trying to do that on a bigger level. Like I'm trying to spread positive vibes to a community, to whoever needs it and feel like it's something that they would benefit from. And that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm just sharing and connecting with people and doing the things that I love, you know, because one day it's going to pay off for me. One day I'm going to look at them like, I ain't even got to worry. You know, like that's really what I'm working towards, not having to worry about nothing because I do everything that I love to do and it pays off, you know, and even, you know, now it's paying off. I'm gaining knowledge just from talking to people. My sister calling me. Bye, y'all.